Hey everyone, my name is Dan Young and I'm the founder of both CleanPixel and a company called PostPixel. Super excited to talk about AI and some things that are coming. I'm sure you've heard a lot about this over the last couple of years and it's getting really, really exciting. Obviously, there's some things that come with AI. Usually it kind of drives two emotions. Sometimes it's a little bit of fear, but it also drives some excitement. The type of AI that we actually work on is more around making you more productive and making things more efficient. So with that being said, I'd love to jump right into things with you when it comes to talking about AI and marketing. I have a lot to share. I'm in the space, and even for me, it's moving really quickly. So automating your business is essential for survival, and you do not want to get left behind. So what I'll show you today is how AI and simple systems can help you save some of your sanity and headaches while also allowing you to scale your business. Quick story behind who I am. I'm a serial entrepreneur. I've been doing startups for about 12 years. I do have strong ties back to home service companies. I've worked in home remodeling, roofing. My mother had a cleaning business growing up, which I helped her grow that business. Working late nights and doing commercial cleaning at Circuit Cities, if you remember those. I'm a family man, a dad of 3 kids, and I'm on a mission to help cleaning businesses grow their business through AI and innovation. Just to kind of lay things out on what we're going to cover for today's conversation, we're going to talk about why most cleaning business marketing doesn't work. We'll talk about burnout and why you're doing everything kind of yourself, how when you're posting online and everything looks very inconsistent, how this is actually hurting your business and killing your growth. We'll talk about tools like Canva and ChatGPT and why those specific tools, although they are very helpful, in some ways they actually can be a detriment and waste a lot of time. We'll also talk about PostPixel, our startup, and how we automate some of the content and follow-up. I'll talk about the framework of the 3-step system that I put together, which is attract, automate, and rebook. And what automations you should be looking at first as far as quick wins. And then, of course, at the end, I'll provide you with a link for you to go to check out our tools, as well as some of the free things that we're giving away and how you can get started. So we've been working with a few hundred cleaning companies over the last 2 years, helping them with marketing areas, social media, websites, Google My Business Management, and optimization. We know, and I personally know, because I've met with about 120 cleaning business owners one-on-one, that you all wear a lot of hats. I feel this pain as a founder of a company. I wear a lot of hats as well. You're a cleaner one day, you're stepping in for someone, let's say, that called out, or maybe someone left. You're scheduling, trying to put everything together. You're putting the marketing together. You're also in Canva designing, and you're trying to solve the business problems on a day-to-day basis. This is extremely stressful and difficult. And one of the ways that you can kind of reduce this stress is looking at different ways to automate portions of the business, which we'll go into today. One of the biggest problems that we see is that everyone is trying to do everything themselves and do it manually, whether it's through budget constraints, because you can't, let's say, hire an outsourced marketer or hire somebody on the sales side and business development side of things. You're kind of juggling a lot of things at once. And we noticed when we were meeting with business owners that one of the big pain points that they had was creating content on a regular basis, which is kind of frustrating and time consuming. So writing captions, designing graphics, remembering to post them and schedule them. We all love Meta and Facebook and Instagram for that. And it's really too much for someone who's a solo cleaner or someone who has a small team. We know a lot of cleaners have virtual assistants, which I'm sure many of you do. There's a lot of CleanPixel customers, I'm sure, that are watching this that have, family members doing their social media marketing and things like that. Things that just don't really scale very well. And there's a lot of inconsistencies. And again, inconsistent marketing equals inconsistent results, right? So you spend a lot of money acquiring these customers, building relationships with them, ultimately to have somebody else take them because they're getting in front of them on a regular basis. This is why it's essential that you have really good marketing and you're in front of people and your visibility is always there. Because if you're out of sight, you're out of mind. I know we've all heard that saying before, but it's important that you don't randomly post, that you take the time and dedicate and make sure that you can actually do it consistently and do it well. There's a hidden cost. This is something that I don't think a lot of people talk about. There's a hidden cost of going quiet online. right? So 51% of cleaning companies don't have a website. So they leverage things like Facebook business pages, Google profiles, and things like that as a digital storefront. Unfortunately, with today's consumers, people are a lot smarter. So the first thing when I see a cleaning company being recommended in a Facebook group or Nextdoor app, the first thing as a customer is I'm going to go to Google and I'm going to Google you and I'm going to look up your reviews and maybe some before and after pictures and just kind of see the quality of the work to do a quick pulse check. So that's what the customer's going through in their journey, and you kind of have to meet them where they're at. So having no follow-up means that you're not going to be able to upsell that person or get rebookings. Having inconsistent content means that you're going to have past clients kind of fade away over time because they don't really think about you because you're not getting in front of them regularly. And having no visibility, the new followers don't trust you yet. So if you think about marketing as a funnel, you think about awareness. It's like, I just learned about your business. I don't quite trust you yet, but I'm interested. Well, you have to build that relationship and build that trust. And ultimately that leads to them converting into a customer. So it's extremely important that you're hitting all layers of the funnel and understanding that people might not be aware of your services or of your business. And if they are and they're interested, you eventually have to convert them. And then you also have to take care of the people that are not necessarily aware of your business and draw awareness to it. And you can do that through content. I've seen this a lot. So there's no real clear brand or voice strategy when it comes to a lot of home service and cleaning companies. Every post kind of looks a little different. And the reason why is because you probably took a template from Canva and just, swapped a couple of words and things like that. And maybe it's not the same color blue as your actual proper color scheme that you have in your brand colors. This is important for people that are looking to grow and expand the business. People look for these signals, right? Customers are smart. So if they see things like you're pulling up and you've got the car wrapped, you've got the embroidered shirt or the hat, you've got the website that matches those designs, you have the social media that matches those designs, this is checking a lot of boxes for these customers. And ultimately, that person is going to be winning a lot more business because it's validating. And even though it's a perception thing versus reality, your quality might be outstanding, but your marketing might not be great. Unfortunately, the person who does better marketing is going to win every time. So it's super important that you make sure that your brand and your brand voice, meaning what are your goals, right? What are your core values? Is that consistent, right? Across the board when it comes to your online presence. These are things that are essential and you really need to think about. And we've been kind of at this for a few years now, working with cleaning companies, helping them with these things. And it's super important and it's a complete miss. We've seen clients grow exponentially through better branding and more consistency and things like that. Common mistakes that a lot of people make, obviously waiting till you have the time. A lot of people make the common mistake of waiting until you have time, or they're over editing inside of Canva or one of the other design softwares like Adobe, Photoshop, not posting regularly, and then only relying on referrals because it's something that's just always worked. What you're not thinking about is you're not thinking about the missed opportunity cost, right, that are involved in outside of getting referrals. How many people have been referred to you, as an example, and they've gone on Google and they can't find you online, or they can't find your website because it doesn't rank well? How many of those people, what percentage of customers are you missing out on because you have those missed revenue opportunities because of the marketing? These are really, really, really important for growth. This is what gets you to the next level when it comes to building a business. I built 6 businesses over the last 12 years. So I know from a scale standpoint what it takes, and it's a lot of consistency. We did a time motion study and we found that a lot of cleaning business owners spend, on average, just to kind of walk you through the logistics, most people end up hiring for their first, as they're growing the business in the early days, maybe as a solo cleaner, you have 1 or 2 staff members. You kind of look towards like Fiverr and Upwork and freelancer marketplaces and things like that. Unfortunately, a lot of people get burned. So they're using overseas resources or offshore resources. They spend a few $100s. The quality of the work is pretty poor. And so with that, they kind of draw things back in and say, okay, well, maybe I can get a referral to somebody who's an industry expert that knows marketing, let's say social media marketing specifically, and it's maybe an agency or a part-time marketer. A lot of smaller cleaning business owners can't really afford that type of service. These services can cost on a low end $1,000, $1,500, on a high end $3,000, $3,500 a month. So it's an extremely expensive endeavor to go down. So a lot of the times what ends up happening is you go to Canva and you start doing things yourself. So is this the most efficient way to do it? Is it a core area of the business that you need to do, that you need to be designing? Did you sign up to become a designer? Because most cleaning companies, business owners that I've met can't stand going into Canva every single day or every single week and basically writing all the content, swapping out all the images, doing all the things like that. So we did a time motion study and now understand that it's about an hour a week when it comes to writing. For designing, it's about 2 hours. It's for scheduling on Meta, for Instagram and Facebook. And then if you're commercial clients on LinkedIn and things like that, it's about 45 minutes a week. All in all, it's about 15 hours a month. So it's a lot of time that you're spending just on social media content alone. And so we've thought about this over the course of time. And there's a lot of tools that you're using, such as Canva, Photoshop. And for those who are a little bit tech savvy, you might have come across a lot of AI tools that aren't necessarily made for the cleaning industry, but they're kind of a generic tool that you'll use, across all small business and even mid-sized businesses. The hard part is they take a lot of your time, and they ultimately require you to have a certain level of skill set, designer eye, whatever you want to call it. And again, one could argue, is this an area of the business you should be focusing on? Or should you be focusing on growing the business, getting commercial clients, working on things like resources and training and other things and other parts of the business that you can grow, upselling your existing customer base, looking for new customers? These are things that you should be focused on, not necessarily designing in Canva. To take a step back for a second, I've been at this for a while when it comes to AI. My journey started for AI way before ChatGPT became popular in 2022. Back in 2017, 2018, I had a company called Skyview. And Skyview was a roofing software that we basically took high quality aerial imagery, so images that come from above the roof, and we detect damage, and we also measure the roofs using AI. It was a very sophisticated software. It's amazing how far AI has come. Just to give you some perspective on what it took to build that software, we took almost a year to build it, to get it to market. We had to tag 500,000 images of roofs. We had a whole team doing it, including myself, day in, day out. And ultimately, it was a very accurate tool. But in today's world, in the evolution of AI, which we'll get into in a second, this thing that took us almost a year with AI could take actually a few days to build today. So I just wanted to explain the innovation level and how fast things are moving. Something from 8 years ago, that took almost a year to build can now take a few days, just because of how advanced things are. So just to give a quick evolution of the timelines, back when I built that first company, we manually tagged everything to teach the AI how to be smart. And the reason why we had to do it manually is because there was lack of computing power. These chips that they came out with a couple years ago have now allowed computers to be much more efficient, smarter, all the things. And now you've seen things like ChatGPT and Claude AI and Canva AI and some others that have come out now because of this chipset. So in 2023, I'm sure many of you know, ChatGPT became a very big mainstream topic. Even leading up till today, everybody still uses ChatGPT. I use ChatGPT as well. It's an amazing software. There's other AI startups that have exploded as well. A lot of these things in 2023, the goal was basically to make whatever tasks you were doing more efficient and do it 10 times faster. An example would be the company that I founded, CleanPixel, which I'll tell you about in a minute. Now in 2025, fast forward 2 years later, there's now this big shift towards what they're calling agentic AI, where the AI starts doing the thing you used to do, right? Like it's doing it for you. So ChatGPT right now, the way it works is you have to type things in and it gives you something and you still have to kind of do some work behind it. Well, AI agents or agentic AI is something that is new for this year, that you're going to now start seeing things getting done for you. And it's much smarter and much faster, and it does it on your behalf. And we have a sister company that we've built from CleanPixel that actually does some of this for social media marketing. Now, where is all this going, right? Where's AI going in the future? And AI basically will get to a point where it will be able to predict and automate things in your business before you even ask, which sounds like something out of a sci-fi movie, which it kind of is. AI will know so much more about your business than even you know about your business in the future. And so you'll be able to just give it tasks and it will automatically do it. It will schedule it. It will do research if you're trying to look up competitors, like what are my competitors doing in the local market? How are they outranking me on SEO? And then you'll be able to pull all that information back and take action and have the AI do that for you. So the beginning is just here. We're just starting out. The future of where it's going is kind of infinite. I know that there's a lot of talks with the future of AI with like robotic AI and what this means for like the cleaning industry. I personally am not into the hardware side of AI, so I can't speak too much on that. But I do know from a software perspective, there is a lot of innovation happening and automation that's going to happen that will allow you to move much faster. There's businesses out there, and I'll get into PostPixel in a few slides, but there's businesses out there that will be able to take something like PostPixel and new opportunities, new revenue streams can be created from that particular software. Even companies that want to help other cleaning companies. If you're a cleaning company owner, you can make a whole nother revenue stream and spend only a few minutes a week, right, doing something, and you can create a couple $1,000s a month in income. Just how much faster things will get is, I just can't express it enough. It's exciting. The wave is here. It is not a fad or a phase. AI is, I do remember when AI was kind of like a buzzword probably 10 years ago, but again, the computing power wasn't there. So I would argue that the software that I had for the roofing companies was a little bit early to the market. And therefore, we just didn't have the capacity and the computing power to get it to where it needed to go. But with today's world, with AI and how it works, the sky is somewhat the limit. So what is generative AI? So this means that the AI is basically able to create or generate things for you. So it can generate text. Those are things like contracts, email responses, text responses, review responses. A lot of it is around text-based generation today. It can also generate images, and it can also generate video. So I would argue that the image and video side of things, especially the image side of things, is still not great, even when it comes to very large companies, Microsoft that's in the space, Google Gemini, Amazon's now getting into it, Meta's getting into it. The image side and design side is pretty weak when it comes to generative AI, at least as it is today. But you can think about this AI as being like a really smart assistant that gets you better quality content than just doing it yourself, and can do it probably at 100 times faster speed. Sometimes you'll have to tweak it here and there, which goes into the prompt engineering side of it. So you might ask yourself, what is prompt engineering? It's basically a breakdown of instructions. Systems like ChatGPT, you have to instruct it or prompt it with special, ways of doing certain things in order to get the right, what they call output, which is a response that the system generates. This is the whole trick with AI today. If you're not really good at prompt engineering, it might take you a while to get the right thing to come out of ChatGPT. It's a very powerful tool, but it's only powerful if you know how to use it. So learning prompt engineering is important. One of the reasons why we built CleanPixel is because a lot of cleaning business owners are very busy, right? And so we know prompt engineering very well. We have engineers in-house that have known about AI for a very long time before it became mainstream in 2023. And we built a promptless system, which basically means that you click a button and it gives you what you need. You click a button, it responds to the customer. You click a button, it writes a blog. You click a button, it creates a contract. So CleanPixel essentially does all those things for a very low cost for a monthly subscription. So if you're interested, check it out. We've had a lot of customers that absolutely love the software over the last 2 years. There's just some testimonials. I'm sure a lot of these people are probably watching this video as we speak. So hello to our customers out there. So one of the things I always try to push for is innovation. And I always try to challenge myself as a founder of a company. And so when we were building CleanPixel and as we were going through the process, we're always trying to think ahead, like where's the future going? And so I thought to myself, how do we take this kind of promptless, simple system and ultimately how do we take it to another level? That's where this company PostPixel comes in, which is a sister company that we're going to be launching. And what we did initially is we looked at visual AI. And like I said before, a lot of the imagery is just not great. It's not there. Take this example. This is actually from Canva's AI. And essentially, if you look at the image, you could see the couch is kind of like melting with the pillows. The cushions are off. The person's kind of missing their toes. There's a mop that's, I don't know, looks like it's broken in 2 different sections on the floor. The person's eyes, the fingers, the hands, none of this looks real. And unfortunately, this is kind of what's going on with visual AI today. Even really, really big companies like ChatGPT are having a really hard time doing this. So not all AI is created equal. So if you look at this, and all I did was say, hey, ChatGPT, take this website, analyze it, and then come up with a social media post for this. And the output or what it provided me was what you're looking at. A couple things that it really caught off guard was obviously the brand colors. The color scheme is off. This color scheme for this company is actually blue and white. So it does not look like a branded piece of content. They did not acquire the logo or parse the logo or take it out from the website. They just kind of made one up, which looks nothing like their logo. It even put that they're based in Orlando when this company is based completely on the West Coast. If you look at the tone of the content, it's kind of generic. And then they kind of made up core values on the bottom, which are not the core values of the business. And you would say, okay, well, like Canva, I can just go in and just modify this or change it, change the colors, change the text. Well, unfortunately, with ChatGPT, you can't. There's no way to edit this. And that's a technical limitation. Not to get too technical, but this is a PNG or a JPEG, which is an image file. You can't edit that. A computer doesn't really understand imagery that well. It has to be converted to a source file, like an SVG. And then that source file has to be converted to code, which is called a JSON file. And then you can make those edits and changes. So it takes a little bit of effort from a technical standpoint to do this. So how do we fix that, right? So PostPixel, it's simple, really simple. You log in once a month. We handle the rest when it comes to your social media marketing. It's done for you, branded post, designed specifically for your cleaning business. It automatically schedules it to Facebook, Google, Instagram, Twitter, LinkedIn, and it includes the captions, hashtags, the high visibility hashtags, does the research for you, and gets your brand in front of your followers on a daily basis. Just to go over step by step, it's very simple. It's 3 steps to get started. You simply add your website to our product. It takes about 20 to 30 seconds, and we then come up with content for you. So if you look at this content, what are you seeing? You're seeing captions, hashtags, you're seeing the actual design assets, you're seeing imagery, you're seeing the actual logo, the color schemes are all the same. So you're getting consistent marketing across the board. And you can literally click on step 3, you can click and auto schedule this, right? So you can have your whole entire monthly calendar filled up within 5 minutes. And you could post every single day. So it's a really simple software that doesn't really require any training. Companies love it. It makes life a lot easier. So now you go from spending 15 hours a month to spending 5 minutes a month. What does that mean? It means more clients, less stress, and 0 burnout. So you're showing up consistently online without lifting a finger. You're elevating and looking professional without hiring a designer or doing the designs yourself. You're getting repeat bookings because you're in front of people more often. So less effort on your side. And then, of course, saving the 15 hours a month, growing your business, and also saving a significant amount of money on not hiring a marketer. So I have this framework for marketing for cleaning businesses that I came up with. The first step is attracting the customers. You're doing that through consistent branding, content, and then drawing new followers and building trust with existing people. And then you're automating that process. So you're using smart tools like PostPixel and CleanPixel to handle scheduling, caption, and then ultimately that leads to them rebooking. So you're staying top of mind with your past customers and turning one-time customers into loyal fans of your business. So you're engaging with them on a regular basis. This is key. So why do most cleaning company businesses not do too well with the marketing side of things? Obviously, timing is an issue, right? I don't have the time, is most of the answers that we receive. There's also no plan. So it's Sunday night. Oh, I got to post something real quick. And then because you're doing it quickly, there's no consistency. Just doing random posts and having captions that don't really kind of connect with the audience, and then having off-brand visuals doesn't really hit home when it comes to people that are newly following you or even existing customers. They'll just simply scroll past. There's a big thing when it comes to those people on their mobile phones that you have to break the design for them, meaning that you have to create something that actually pulls their attention away from having that mindless kind of scrolling effect on their mobile device. And that's what a good design does. You're not having follow-ups. You're losing out on revenue because if you make a post once a month or twice a month, that person's potentially next time they need a cleaning job or a quote on something, they're not going to remember who you were. So you're not getting in front of them often enough. So I thought about this a little bit, and I was saying to myself, obviously we talked a lot about social media and our tool and how that can help, but what other areas would I want to automate if I owned a cleaning business? What would I do first? And obviously social media is kind of an easy slam dunk. With our tool, it's $99 a month for unlimited posts. You can get started. It's a 2-week trial. It's super easy to use. Doesn't require you to be a technical expert at all. But also automating the review process, making sure that you're getting enough reviews because that ultimately boosts you on Google. And Google is known for being like a domain authority. So it helps you amplify across the internet. It's super important that you're getting a lot of reviews on a regular basis. So just because you got a lot of reviews 6 months ago, you need to get them on a regular basis every week. So having a good way to recapture reviews, which we're giving away a free way to do that on this call. It's called Pixel Cards. It's kind of like a mini website that is a one-click, and you can text it to your customers and they can give you an instant review. And then the last part is the client follow-ups. Like, how do you turn one-time customers into loyal repeat bookings? And this requires systems. Things like a newsletter would be a great idea. So emailing your customers once a month or once every other month with just things that are going on in the business. Give them a behind the scenes. If you've hired new technicians or you've got something new in the office or you just wrapped your car. These are things that people want to know about the business. Do behind the scenes before and after pictures or videos. Open a TikTok. You won't believe how many cleaning business owners are getting business through TikTok and Instagram with videos. So what to do this week? So it's September. We've got a busy week ahead. A lot of great speakers at this event. A couple things to do. If you want to use CleanPixel, you don't want to type instructions in ChatGPT. You want to save some time. Even if you have a VA, if they're doing a lot of repetitive work, work smarter, not harder. So CleanPixel is a great way to do that. Also, signing up for PostPixel. We provide a two-week free trial, and you can instantly see the times and cost savings across the board when it comes to social media marketing. And then obviously, one of the things we wanted to do today is provide a free giveaway, which is our Pixel cards, right? So you can get reviews for Facebook and for Google in one click. So it's a process where our team creates a miniature kind of mobile-friendly website, and it's a one-click solution for you. Simply go to postpixel.ai. We'll actually provide those for you as well. And then PostPixel also offers, I had mentioned this earlier, a unique agency model. So any sort of home service companies, because we go beyond just cleaning companies now, that you can actually earn extra income. So by helping other cleaning business automate their social media marketing, you could actually be charging for that service, like in a retainer model. And you can actually upsell the services. And we have in our system a way that you can go from workspace to workspace. So you can have 10 or 20 or 30 clients that are other cleaning service companies that you can actually get a revenue stream just from generating and scheduling their posts on their behalf. Maybe they don't want to do that, and that's totally fine. But we have a unique model for this that allows our partners and resellers, and then also cleaning companies, to have an agency model where they can do this on the side. I'm sure some of you have heard this quote before, but it is very, very true. AI won't replace you, but what will replace you is the person, the other owner that is actually using AI. It will replace the business owners who don't adapt. So it's super important that you make sure, just like the title says, you automate or fall behind. If you're ready to try PostPixel, all you want to do is simply go to postpixel.ai. You can book a demo or start a free trial, and make sure to check us out. Also, CleanPixel.ai. You can go check us out there for any of your small administrative tasks that you want a one-click solution. Again, my name is Dan. I'm the founder of both CleanPixel and Pixel. I just wanted to say thank you so much for having me, and thank you for the ZenMaid team for having me for this conference. All right, take care.